Alrighty, item number one is a special item. This is an encore for a hero, and these are the fun parts of the meeting because it is just an honor to do this evening. So I'd like to join Commissioner Brody, Commissioner Valentine, welcoming our special guest, Mr. Kenneth Lee May, here to our meeting this evening.
Motion to adjourn in the order.
That's right.
Second.
I think you and Jake's close the same age anyway, aren't you?
That's right.
My speech will only take 30 minutes. But really, I'm here to thank you all for doing what you do. I enjoyed what I did for 72 years of volunteering. And that's the reason I volunteered, because I was born in America. And America is a place where you should give something back. You're very lucky. And when I look out in the audience, see people from everywhere. And before I forget it, I want to, my family and their families are sitting on the first row, but it won't take time because I only got a minute.
No rush.
But
Take as long as you need.
Yes, sir.
I want to thank the commissioners for their support over the years to the FAR and the EMS. I want to thank all the volunteers and all the paid people and all the people who volunteer in other organizations. That's what makes America great. If we can get more of it, it's fine. I would have never done what I've done in the 72 years that I have volunteered for pay. It was an honor to do it. I met a lot of people. I've never met somebody I didn't like by the time our discussions were over with. Some of them were long and heated. I want to make sure I thank all the volunteers, and especially in this time where you see the country has changed from when I was born. Great changes, whether they're for the good or for bad, that remains to be seen. But I want to thank all the organizations, especially the county commissioners, for their full support. I want to thank the 3 police agencies that we have, because at this time, I think we have the best cooperation of working together that we've had in a long time, and that's the state police, the sheriff's department, and the city police department. I will accept this in your all's honor, and I hope to do it again, but I have leg problems right now that either I get straightened out or something.
Well, that's all right. Well, before we do the presentation, we do have Mr. Dick DeVore has a few words to say, our Director of the Emergency Services.
Well, first of all, you should know that I never have just a few words to say. So, but with that being said, this is truly an honor. 72 years of service to his community, to his country, and just outstanding. His work in the rescue squad, the fire department, the Lions Club, the Region 1 EMS Council, and serving on the Emergency Services Board for as long as I can remember. You may have been on the original board that was created back in 1980. But this is the Encore for Heroes. And what truly is a hero? A hero is someone that's in service for themselves and often makes great sacrifices of themselves to take care of someone else. And nothing is more fitting than what Ken has done for this community right there. That describes this man to a T, a hero. Now, it goes without saying, I could not fathom the number of hours this man has spent in service to others. I remember there was one time at an installation of officers and looking over the duty roster, and we looked down at the number of hours that Ken had put in that year at the rescue squad, and I remember marking to myself, that is the equivalent to working 2 full-time jobs, because his hours were approaching 5,000. So with that being said, there's one thing, and Tim Thomas is in the room, and I think Tim started the nickname The Legend, and I think it's clear that Ken certainly has been a legend in the EMS community, and you don't become a legend by sitting on the sidelines. So it is a great honor and a privilege for myself to be able to be part of this recognition of Ken. Certainly he's been involved in emergency services since my inception. He has helped me, mentored me, and he, like I said, he has sat at my left side on the Emergency Services Board for a number of years. It's hard to imagine right now, over the course of his service, the thousands of patients that he's come in contact with, but probably there's something that's more important than that. And that is the number of people that he's come in contact with that have come through the doors of the rescue squad, some of them misfits, some of them outcast, looking for a place to serve. And Ken did that. Ken opened those doors. Through his dedication, commitment, service to others, he was able to do that. Just want to give one brief example. And when I say that, serving as a role model, for us, I started in EMS quite young. Well, I say quite young, but I was 18 years old. But as a member of the rescue squad coming up through the ranks, you reach a point there where life makes a transition, and all of a sudden you go from the single life into the married life. And you go into the married life, and then kids start to come along. And I can honestly say, that my children were always welcome in that rescue squad. From riding bikes, and I think Ken helped teach one of my children how to ride a bike at the rescue squad. I can see my children sitting in the front of the ambulance, Ken teaching them how to drive the ambulance. When they get older, that's what they're going to do. And my left-handed daughter, he taught my left-handed daughter how to be able to tie her shoes because he himself was left-handed. So the rescue squad was more than that. The rescue squad was home that Ken opened the doors up to. And he led that organization for many, many, many years in their service to the community. And, we're seeing now how much Ken really put into the service to others as he's taken a step back, and we look to fill those holes. I, myself, owe a debt of gratitude to Ken that I can't repay. And this county owes a debt of gratitude to Ken that we can't repay. But as you've heard from Ken, he was never in it to get repaid. He was in it to serve others. And what an excellent example of a volunteer. There is only one Ken May. I'm so very, very fortunate that he called Allegheny County his home. Ken, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dick. Next up, we have the current president of the LaVale Rescue Squad, Mr. Raymond Shipley.
It's a pleasure to be here. Up until the first of this year, Ken May held the president's office in LaVale Rescue Squad for 35 years. I think you will remember 39 years total, if my information is correct. And kind of broke the mold when we made Ken May. With the amount of hours that you put in, I mean, for quite a number of years, Ken May's address was over on Gramlich Road, but you really might have said his address was at 877 National Highway at the LaVale Rescue Squad, because he spent virtually all of his time there, day or night. And and up until last year, when his age and some physical problems kind of caught up with him, I mean, that's what Ken did. He virtually lived at the rescue squad. And now that he's not doing that anymore, it kind of shows with the with how we're trying to have to fill in for him, because, and it's tough to do, because the one thing you can see right now is we have county crews 16 hours a day at the rescue squad during the week, and because those of us that were left as volunteers there, we have not been able to fill all the hours that needed to be filled to serve the citizens of LaVale and the surrounding areas. So that's an example of, biggest example of just how much Ken May has meant for the LaVale Rescue Squad. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this point, we will do the formal presentation. If the family would like to come up and partake. Come on up. Stand. Hold this.
Oh, root beer barrels. Root beer barrels, we love them.
This resolution reads, Allegheny County Board of Commissioners highly commends Kenneth Lee May, emergency medical technician since 1945, LaVale Volunteer Rescue Squad Incorporated, president for 35 years, volunteer for 39 years, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, demonstrating competency, common sense, and compassion. Forever a hero and the best Allegheny County has to offer. February 9th, 2017. And that's signed Creed Brody, Bill Valentine, Jake Shade. Congratulations.
That's so nice. Do we walk down now? Do we walk down now? Okay.
Thank you.
Easy peasy lemon breezy. No stunts.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Mr. President, before we move on, I do have to make a few words of Ken, since I worked at LaVale Sanitary Commission for 20 years and have got to spend a lot of time with Ken. Just a real brief story that I have, and I could go on and on about the amount of calls that he's run and stuff. I was coming up through LaVale one day with a gentleman, and we watched a guy step off a curb and fall face first out into 40. So we pulled off the road real quick, and the other gentleman, which is a very good friend of Ken's, Rusty, hurried up and called 911. And as soon as he got off the phone, we heard Ken leave the station, because he was always out immediately. And I went over and helped the guy up. When I helped the guy up, and believe you me, there's nothing about me that's EMS, nothing. He cut his forehead from here down to here. When he turned around and looked at me, you could see his skull and the skin was hanging over his eyes, and he said, "Oh my God, I'm going blind." I couldn't say nothing, because I thought, oh, here goes lunch. You know, I'm trying to hold this guy, and it seemed like it was only just seconds that Ken was there and turned around and gets out, and he's helping the guy, and he says, "But which one of yous need to go?" Because he said, "You look worse than he does." And I said, "You take him, please." So, and I can go on for many times, but Ken, we really think the world of you in LaVale. I mean, the people and citizens of LaVale, and I know that you're leaving a good legacy and I'd be remiss without saying this, because it was only 2 years ago, Walter, you got DNR Officer of the Year for the state of Maryland, or 3?
State and the country.
Yeah, so what a legacy that is. So not to put you on the spot, but if the next generation, if you would introduce, please, sir.
Where'd he go? My son, Robbie Mays, teacher at Fort Hill, was finished up his paramedic. My daughter, Christy, and her husband in the back, they're both members of the LaVale Rescue Squad.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I have my niece and her other here, Brooke. They're also active, Brooke's in the corrections field here. My wife, who's been an instructor with EMS. My little sister was a member. It's family thing.
Absolutely, and I know that's got to make him proud.
All the people here, and I mean, you know, Tim calls him the legend, but I'm telling you what, it's all the people in these other seats back here, the Lions members, and just like Dad says, these are the people that are running LaVale and the county. I mean, it's them, it's not us.
All right, let's have the members of the LaVale Rescue Squad, if you all would stand up, please. Just stand and be recognized. Thank you. Thank you. And are there members of the LaVale Lions Club, if you all would please stand, or wave, whatever you want to do.
Oh,
There
stand
we
up.
go. Thank you all.
Thank you.